Live coming direct to you from North Kakalaki after some interesting football today. Sorry I'm a little late. I was trying to give Natsman every moment he could. I know he had a appointment this week, and I knew he was going to have to be laid up for a little bit, but I was hoping he'd get on tonight. I was kind of letting him relax this weekend, really having that contact with him. Other than the fact that we were both supposed to go to a card show yesterday, and I had to work overtime, and he had a family thing. What's going on, Amari? How you doing? So I'm going to really need y'all's help with getting through this hour tonight. I do have some things on my mind to help with that. But I ended up not having to go to work overtime this week at the last minute. Hey, James, just me tonight, it looks like so far. Hopefully we get Natsman on sometime tonight. Sometimes he's a little late doing work or whatever. Hey, Paul C., what's going on? So we are missing Natsman. Sean, we'll get through. Oh, we got Hitman. What's up, Hitman? Sean and Hitman. Sean, I ended up, let me see if I got it here real quick. I meant to send you a picture of this, but ended up hitting legendary Lita auto out of 99 out of the select. Didn't get any points in that second box. So a little bit better off. Okay, got her back. Yeah, so I didn't end up going to any card show. I could have. It's a little bit of a drive. Would have been about 2 hours for me, but that's not bad. It would have been straight highway. What's up, Fernando? To Raleigh wouldn't have been that bad. I after that last show and having a bad taste in my mouth, I had a feeling that the prices were over. I was looking at just seemed really, really high, and I finally got a chance this week to go through them and start looking up things and looking through them, and I was right. It won't even close to what the comps are now, what they're going for, what the prices are. They were twice as much, if not more. And when I saw that, it just kind of, I hate to say downturn because that means to me the bottom's falling out. But this right of, things peak and come back down, and then they level out at where they're supposed to be. Are they leveled out? I don't know. It just seems like, yeah, Amari, I'm going to definitely touch on that. I just wanted to make sure we got more people in here. And I kind of, I accidentally spoke about that last week, but I didn't know how. I thought it would be different. But anyway, just a little disappointed right now because I think, what's up, Don? Great to see y'all here again by myself. So, Amari, a great question. Football, yeah, comebacks. I think the Cardinals and Raiders are in OT right now. My Cowboys hung on to a sloppy win today with the backup quarterback who didn't look bad. Just some questionable play calling in the second half, I think. And I think we have the wrong running back as our feature running back. But anyway, I just think that the dealers and people that have bought their cards on the high side or even on the high side of it coming down have that too much into it philosophy going on. And I don't know how long we're going to wait to see if that, takes effect. I really want to talk to some of my dealer friends this week. I didn't get a chance to really reach out. I had a crazy week at work. Cardinals won on a fumble. Okay. Um, so, with that being said, I'm kind of just taking a break. I might not even go to another sports card show until Chantilly in October. Um, to be honest, I've kind of been touching on that. And then how can you grow up in Redskin territory? And like, my dad, I had to break my dad's heart. 70s Don. I'll post this up in case they they were America's team. Roger Staubach, Mr. Cowboy himself, and Tom Landry. I wore Ed Tutall's number in Little League football and high school. Randy White. I just kind of, I'll be honest, when Jerry Jones took the team over, and yeah, we do have issues. I think everybody has issues. But, when Jerry Jones took over and fired Landry, I wanted to quit him, but I just couldn't. I just too much time and energy invested. I'll be honest, I'm not as big a Cowboys fan as I am the Mets or UVA. My Wahoos, they tried to throw one away against Old Dominion yesterday. So that was a stressful game, and the Mets clearing benches with Pirates. And can anybody tell me why the Mets get hit so much? Is it because they get mad, or I'll take it personally? I don't know. Cowboys, one of the many shockers today. Crazy Dave games. Yes, Damon. Their defense, I mean, Micah Parsons, however you say his name, man, he's just so good. Yeah, I know. Dallas and the Steelers, they could not beat the Steelers until later on. It was just oh, okay. Nice to know that, Don. That's pretty cool. Did he know how to call timeouts? Because McCarthy doesn't. But anyway, so and another reason why, I mean, right now I was saying I got some toy shows coming up around here, or pop culture shows as well, comic books shows, all that together. I do gaming as well. So, hey, how you doing, Andrew? I saw. I need. Yeah, it just reminds me. I had your video up the other day, and I got squirreled, sidetracked. But I've kind of been looking into more and more of that, to tell you the truth, at the moment. And with the whole thing with this, when I was asked last week, I can't remember if it was Amari or somebody else asked me last week, was I going to get any Chrome baseball at the prices I knew I was not. And then Target has them at $35 a blaster, and I know they're not setting a price. It's tops. That's too expensive. And that was for me when I thought that these mystery 5 rookies were going to be in the extended checklist or short printed or whatever, and nobody knows what that means. They're, I'm not going to chase them. Those guys should have been in the checklist. They should be, you buy a hobby box, you should get probably one of each of those in there. Let them sit on the shelves, but they're not, Dean. Somebody buys them. I don't know who's buying them. Jumbos at just godly price, just crazy prices. When I saw those, I was like, why? I don't know what's in them. What drove up other than it's chromium. Chrome is always hot. I love chrome. I buy Prism and the Panini stuff. That stuff is beautiful. I got the, last year's anniversary. I still got another blaster over there, or no, whatever box from Target to open of that. And color and chrome really does look good. But Yeah, it is a shame when Topps fires far and beyond the better product because you get the cards that should be in there. And then with Topps, you still have no guarantee that these rookies are going to be in the update. So you're going to tell me that these rookie cards that everybody's been waiting on that should have been in Series 2, at least a couple of them, are now going to be in the update. And like I'll be honest, I watched Filmington's video on both of them this week because he does an awesome job of breaking it down. Because he's a flipper, he sells, but he also translates it well to the collector, and he understands at the end of the day it's got to get in the collector's hands. That this product is not for collectors just to rip. It's almost like a high-end product that doesn't have no big names. It doesn't have like veteran big name autographs in it. So I don't even know what you're going after in this. And I hate to say it, but Topps jacked the price up on it as well. I mean, or Fanatics, whoever's in charge of them now with this. This is the first time I've really seen Topps take a turn on their pricing, even on their webpage, on their product. The light at $99 almost is not a bad deal because you get the mini diamonds in that or whatever. And shoot, that's almost just as big as some of the autos in there. I think Filmington said he's watched, and this was the other day when I was watching this or yesterday. So I don't know if y'all could tell me if any of the like big autos, like of the rookies, have popped up at all. As of yesterday, nobody has seen any of the. So, well, Topps and Hobby Market makes are both to blame. Topps has the MRSP at the Big Guys Grossly Marked Beyond when J-Rod and Witt Jr. made opening day. Yeah, and I love both of those guys. I pick them up loose. And I hate to say it because of the price of the cards, they have to almost overprice them when they are loose. So I like to wait a little bit. Now I did open a box of Series 2. What's up, 357? How you doing tonight? I did open a box of Series 2 at the National, and I hit the J-Rod short print. Now I should have went out and bought a lottery ticket right then, and that was well centered, and I sent that to PSA at one of the cheaper costs of it. So I'll see it next baseball season. But what do we do? As when that's the only dog in the hunt, because I guess the rumor is that Panini probably in mid-October, they're pretty much going to be dead in the water because Fanatics has bought the printing press company. Yeah, I get that's a good point, Andrew. Fan topics keep consistently shooting themselves in the foot until there's no foot left. But when they're the only game and we are collectors of these cards, I know there's a lot of cards in the past we can still collect. I am still picking up Pete Alonso 2019s like they just came out yesterday. I'm sure we could do that, but I mean, we all want the J-Rods. We want the. I do. I like to have. This guy's an amazing player. I think Bobby Witt is special. But we also see we can't run away from them when they have a down season like Juan Soto and his down season. Yes, vintage. That's what I was talking about last week, Andrew. To be honest, when I went to the show, I was looking for Clementes. And, Clementes, Topps playing days ones, are just easy to come by. The guy tried to tell me the 1960 Roberto Clemente had a pop of 5 on a 5. Okay, so what? Uh, it is just, and he was trying to tell me that it was $150 more at that than what it was going for at the time that I could have bought it right there on eBay at a 6. So I'm just sitting there going, what I wanted to ask him, what did a pop of 5 mean to him? If I'm buying the card and I just want it in a vessel that tells me a grade and it's authentic, right? So we're yeah, he's a salesman, and just I think people think vintage and you can't find them, and vintage doesn't mean scarcity. It helps, but they're out there. Right then, when I came home and looked it up, I found pages of them: SGC, CSG, uh, PSA, Raw. It was just they were all there. BFG, BGS. They were pages of them, and if you're just like me, I just want the cards. I can carry I think a lot, and it was in a PSA holder there, so that of course, and that's one of the ways they get hung up on this PSA. Well, for me, there's other players in a game, and I don't have to pay that price. And I found the PSA one for $150 less at a 5 uh, than he was charging. I didn't buy it, but I couldn't, because those cards. Let's be honest. If Don, you're still on here, you're a Clemente collector. Anybody else that does vintage, Andrew, those cards you could buy anytime you want to, any day, time, or night. You can buy them off of 20 different websites that are on, the internet right now. There's a new one selling cards every day. It seems like, so that was ridiculous. But back to the Topps Chrome. I might even I have a way now. Now that I'm at 500 subs, I can do like I can put out questions and things like that. But do you think Topps lied and cheated to us to get people to drive the prices up on those boxes, or make those? Because they had to turn the printing presses on for those, that they're just so widely, they're going to be printed a lot more. They added new colors, new variants. So I'm trying to wonder, like, is it an honest mistake? Did he get left out? Are they in something that nobody's open? Because Phil said that, Filmerton, and I have a lot of respect for Filmerton. That's why I'm name dropping tonight. I didn't really see a lot on this. I'm sorry, I'm reading Andrews. Let me pin this real quick. I gave my LCS guy 1.5 pages of eBay completed bid listings for the 58 man All-Star. He didn't care because I'm focusing on his 58 man. Okay. Yeah, these guys got a angle everywhere. Chrome seems to have been designed to show fingerprints and scratches. Their fractures are cool, but I never understood why Chrome was. It's because it's the shiny object, man. Carlisle battery. I just feel like when Topps Chrome, and a lot of this has to be correct with Eric, as much as you hear him talk about when they first came out, they were so beautiful, especially with the how they did their outlining and all that. They're very beautiful cards. They still are. They're shiny when they make the colors and their team matches. Like 2018, 2017, I think they had the like color bursts in the background. I love those years. I love the paper of that year as well. for some reason, Chrome just wanted their thicker stock. They're just a shiny card. You know, everybody likes the shiny. Yeah, that you're right, Steve, and that's a good point. And you know, I love food. Man, that's when I started diving into the Gary Carter registry and finding out the area, the food stuff. And a lot of that's not in the registry, but I found it while looking at it. Just things that I didn't even know were existing, and I've got into my collection now. You know, I love that stuff. I even like the other if y'all missed my Saturday uh video showing off, I have I think it's called APBA baseball game, and it seems like a rotisserie game. I never heard of that. Somebody asked me, and I need to answer them. I did not. I've never seen that before. That video. No, I don't know where they were sold at. It seems like they were sold in '84, but they were different years. And I was looking them up a little bit this weekend, just trying to see what they were and like to get a complete game just to have. And I do pick up games. I really would like. My dad had one, but it was all just broken up. He had an electric baseball game, like football games. I would have loved to have that in my collection. Hopefully there. What is this, Amari? Hopefully there are in another Chrome product. Retail light boxes or late wave. Exactly right. I have made this comment before, and I used to think this as a kid. Like I seemed to get better product or better stuff at the end. And I talked to Refractor Jones, who has been in this or somehow evolved with this whole thing. Yeah, Bink Scott, that's or Gary, otherwise known as Gary, or Update. Yeah, I'm. They got to be an update, but when you put out a checklist and say that these are on it, and the gentleman, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. It's on the tip of my tongue. From Beckett, and writes all the stuff on a new product. I mean, you know. Oh, thank you, Andrew. I've been actually. That's what I've been doing this weekend. I've been doing some stuff behind me over here. I'm hoping by next week or so I could do a reveal of what I got in here on one of my Saturday shows video coming up. I've been having fun with it. Yeah, David. I mean, it that is absolutely true. Even Top's local product that you don't know about. I was in Iowa. I did not know that Tops came out in Utz potato chips until I moved. Oh no! Until I went on vacation here on the East Coast, where Utz are at, like back in Virginia. In Iowa, they don't have Utz. I heard people talking about it, and then I got one off of Sport Lots or somewhere for cheap. You know, it's not an expensive Pinot or anything, but it was a card, and it looks a lot like the other ones. That card that came out that year, but I was one that Kraft macaroni and cheese, pizzas, Duracell batteries, dog food. I had my friends in the neighborhood give me all their toppers so I can send in to get the dog food stuff. That's just how it could go. Yeah. I just think this thing with the Chrome, we gotta waiting to see how Eric comes about, and does he make another shirt saying with a milk carton with the players on it like he did with the Yeah, the one for next year. Uh, because I think Tops, with Fanatics buying Tops, they need to start stepping in because they spend a lot of money on this, and they really don't want the ones that are. They got to get new people in, much less lose the ones that are on the fringe, right? And I it's going to only hurt them if the ones that just come in start getting discouraged with this new product, because with how bad stuff's off centered, cuts, different thicknesses, I just, I really like Flagship this year. I was looking forward to the Chrome, but I'll just buy singles, whatever, you know, I don't have a problem with that. And I'm not going to overpay. I've already had to widen my what was overpaying for a box. I think we all had to. That Rise box that likes to rip boxes. I said okay for blasters going up five and for $5. So that would make your everyday blaster $24.99 and the chromiums around 30. But for this one to come out at $35.99 and your biggest card in the set, their base set, is Wander Franco, maybe? I don't know. I just think, what's up, Dr. Exclusive? Oh, really? Baseballism. Yeah, I need to look that up. My buddy, where I used to work in Iowa, used to tell me that was a great site. And I get, how you go online and you start looking up for one thing, but you get sidetracked and then you get down that rabbit hole and then you never come back. And then you forget what you went on to start with. I guess that baseballism, the actual where it's located is in Iowa near the where the where the what's the name of the movie that's out there where they play the game at? Gosh, my brain tonight is. I've had so many energy drinks today trying to do stuff in this apartment this weekend. Trying to stay off the computer, spending any money. Just what's the name of it? They build it, they will come place. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Field of Dreams. Yeah. I think their place is right next to it, not the actual Field of Dreams, for what my buddy was telling me. Because he's been, I feel bad. I wanted to go to Field of Dreams when I left because I had to go near it. I was going to make a detour, but I left so late the night I left. They have a store. There you go. Pavazzi lives out there. He knows what I'm talking about. Did they have that big like wrestling autograph show or something in Iowa this week, Pavazzi? Or is that coming up with all the wrestlers and stuff out there? I thought I was reading something about that. Oh, their distributors are out of Washington State. Okay, yeah, I have to get on there and look at it. Do they got big boy sizes, or do they make them in big boys? I need man size. That's what I like to say. I almost pulled I found a Clemente shirt this week that actually fit me, but did Frank Thomas buy? I don't know if he did or not. Was he looking to buy it? I thought that was the rumor. The last I heard is now originally they were supposed to make ball like a softball little league complex out there when I was out there living out there. Then MLB came out there and said, "Oh, we're going to make this one-time site to play Major League Baseball," and I think it worked so well they made that a permanent site now. I don't know if they're going to play again. Yes, they have man sizes. Oh, they do? Okay, Cooperstown, yeah. Hopefully, I was planning on going to Cooperstown this year, and I think it did fall through. I'm going to go there next year. they had one this weekend, had one with the Nasty Boys, Jimmy Hart and Medusa. Yeah, next weekend. Yeah, because I still get stuff for Iowa shows on my Facebook feed. I knew you would know. You're gonna have that chair filled up with all kinds of autographs. Uh, yeah, that baseballism. But does does having that happen with that box? I know not on everybody on here does buys boxes and stuff, but does that like ruin it for like any other product coming out for them? I mean, what's up, W Vogs? I should have had you on tonight. 3D 80s kid, what's up? 3D 80s kid, new guy, new subscriber. As anybody that's over here, check him out. W Vogs has great Instagram. He does videos. 3D 80s kid just started YouTube channel. Talks about cards, non-sports. Very interesting. He's a guy right in my age bracket. So if you like that type of stuff, he has that. Really good production work on it and does great insight. He does have a me and him release. We think alike. We same week we released on stuff on grading, and he has very good opinions on the grading. So please, everybody, check him out. Give him a subscribe. Let's help out a new member of the community. Oh, X Pac and Kevin Nash. You already got Kevin Nash, though, I think, right? Oh, you have noticed that pictures are starting to get more popular in the hobby? That would be interesting. Now that you said that, for funsies, I went on one of the guys that I do breaks with. I haven't done it in like 2 or 3 years. He's doing a case break, player break, in the highest bids right now are on DeGrom, not on P. Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Scherzer, the guy that's been hurt and has made only a handful of starts in 2 years. I don't know. I couldn't explain that one. Oh, probably so. I wish I had my nephew or my godson around to help me with my editing. those young guys know their way around. Yeah, I already got. I thought you did. I thought I remembered that. Yeah. So anybody over here, please hit them up. I think just about everybody. And like I always say, if you're in my chat, you're more than welcome to promote yourself. Put your channel, what's coming up. I don't really care. I'm here for the community and the whole community, not just a part of the community, not my community, the whole hobby in itself. Any variant. That's why, that's why I kind of, there's only a few of those guys I feel like that are here for money reasons in our community. And it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't so quick to give bad advice, right? Or questionable advice, other than find what you like and collect what you like. So that way, if you get stuck with it, you'll enjoy it. That's kind of the way I feel when it comes to that part of the hobby. And I think there's plenty of room for all of us. I felt bad when a TTMer kind of felt like he was getting iced out. It kind of brought up face to face to another person in an area that I was at a show, and I just think we could all see eye to eye. We all collect just different ways. I love watching different ways on how to collect. Stadium Club is supposed to come out next week. Usually a bigger checklist. Hopefully they're And let me tell you, those are the ones where you could probably find the rookies we're talking about, right? The Bobby Witts, the J Rods. They, years ago when Juan Soto's first year, his first rookie card was what? Archives, Heritage. It wasn't in the in the flagship. Even though I count the flagship, this is me, and we all collect the way you want to collect. Doesn't matter, but this is my rule for rookies. It's the first card that comes out in the flagship on the normal checklist, not a short print, not a variant, none of that, or autograph, insert. It's the first base card that's released in the flagship. That's how I look at it. And that's the ones I collect for my like when I want a rookie, I want the base rookie non-variant in my collection. I might get the variants as well, but I want that base card. And I believe that's just the old school in me. I don't know how others feel about that. Battery. I think Stadium Club is the most. Everybody loves it, but yet it gets no love. Does that make any sense? I think it does. I know it's overprinted. It's probably one of the base, not the Chrome versions. Like when the Chrome, I didn't think we needed another type of set when they made the Chrome a couple of years ago, but I'm glad they did. It's all about that base hit, man. You're right. Yeah. I don't want no trouble. It is a tough to grade. Yeah. The problem with and you don't see too much of it graded, is Scott, do you collect multiples of same rookie card? That is, I am not one of those, to tell you the truth. I like one card. If I get one card and it's pretty, looks good, not necessarily. Now that I'm into grading, once I get that one card graded, I really don't need multiples of that card. Now, the only one I do pick up multiples of is Frank Thomas, because I'm trying to get a good card. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Egg. Yes, 357. I really, now when you say you say same rookie card, the same picture. I really don't. Once I get the one I want, I just don't need a page, 10 pages full, or half a sleeve in my box full of the same rookie card. I'm old school. I don't need duplicates. I mean, just I do have duplicates. Because when you buy like lots, and I'm a King Griffey, Frank Thomas. And what I was saying about Frank Thomas is like, I want to get a 10. That card, I could buy a 10, but I pick up the 90s cards and I think it's a 10, and I can't get even close. I think I've gotten do I have one over here in the Frank Thomas section? I do not, because that's how bad it is. I don't even have one of those in my Frank Thomas. And I have a 6. I got a 5. I mean, and I can't figure it out. I've seen people get them, and like, what's the secret? And that's about the only way. Tito Santino is flying burrito. Yeah, Egg. I bought at my first national. Leaf had the 8x10 package of autographs. So I actually got some really good autographs out of Ric Flair, Lex Luger, Goldberg. I can't remember everybody. Yeah, the 1990 Topps is what I've been having really. out in 357. I'm looking for a no name. If that's the one you were talking about, no number or no name one, I would love to find one of those. Yeah, I probably have to get that one on graded. Yeah, 3D. I can tell you right now, I could take my 6 Frank Thomas and hold it up against my 9 Frank Thomas, and I can't tell you right here in front of me. I couldn't tell you what the differences are. Now, if I went diving into it deep, now that's 6. Now I have matured as a grader. I know things to look for because I'm less than 10 years doing grading. So I feel like I'm still relatively learning, or everybody's learning, but uh, maybe not novice at all, but getting better. I bought some things to help me with it, but yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. And I've seen the no names of Frank Thomas. It's just you know, I have not seen one that was on for sale though. I have seen them around at places. So that I thank you for the question. Um, yeah, just I do not keep an abundance. Now the only one I do pick up in raw form is the different Gary Carters. I'll pick up the tops and the mini, but that's my favorite player. So the one that's a question for me is this gentleman that's right here, which is David Wright up at the top there. Like his rookie card, that's one that I need to get um, my buddy to tear into it for me and tell me which one would he consider to be his official rookie card. So because that was at a weird time for the hobby. Maybe yeah. So this 2022 Chrome has really not made me mad. It just par for course. This whole during COVID, they're just going to tell us that with something happened at the printing press, or they didn't have enough paper, whatever. Uh, yeah, Gary, I see. I have right here. I have both of those over here now, but I would like. So, would you say hit any tops flagship would be just a first card and not a rookie card? That I guess that would be my question, right? Yeah. So Gary, I just that is. I have both of those, and when you look them up, they're both listed as rookies, right? The prospect premier and that I know I'm looking at them right there on my David Wright. I redid my shelving. If you ever watch when I show cards now, you'll see I redid it a little bit. Uh, just trying to. Well, I had them. I live in a apartment, so I took them all down because I had to do work in my apartment. I didn't want those cards just sitting out there. It was bad enough on the other side of this little thing I have. I have my books and have like pop culture stuff and things like all my Star Wars and Batman, stuff I collect. But they didn't even. I have cameras in here. You can see one. Sorry, I can't. One right there, um, and I have one pointing at my door. They never looked at it. They were looking at my pictures, which that was weird. Because I was watching them the whole time they were in here. 2001 was an XRC. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Um, but it's listed. When I say listed, when I go to Cardboard Database or whatever, that might be what I'm thinking of. which we could talk on that too. Cardboard database and Sport Lots are teaming up to form a database that's easier to buy cards when you're looking up stuff in the database. Kind of like, oh, you need that card, click it to get it, type of deal. Which that would be awesome. And it sounds like Sport Lots is trying to come up with a better way of customer friendly page to make it easier to shop. And I think what they're going to do is charge 2 cents more a card to the person buying, I think is what it's going to be. So instead of 18 cents, it's going to be 20 cents or whatever. So I don't have a problem with that. I like Sport Lots for that's where I buy a majority of my like Topps flagship Mets stuff, and I'll go in there and fill out it's a good place to fill out some player collections and things like that. Where I'm trying to get to 1,000 cards for Pete Alonso, which is not hard, but you can find some of the harder ones on there, and it's just a good place to start for me to find cards. And there's a new one now too out there that Bobbles turned me on to, and JD. Buy sports cards. That's a little bit easier to navigate, and it's a little bit cheaper too. Oh, according to Beckett, it's an XRC. Thank you, Bate. What was his first top card? I don't know off the top of my head. That's I just started getting into, as much as I've always collected David Wright, early 2000s is a hole that I have. I have some, but I don't have a lot. So late 1990s, early 2000s, I have about an 8 to 10 year hole in my collection where I don't have a lot of cards from that time period. And I am one of those people that bought, if you ever look at my old room, I have boxes of just commons and cards that don't fit my PC. And I was selling them on Sport Lots. Kind of got away from that. It's just a lot of work if you're selling to get that. Once you get them on, I just don't have the time. Vaughn Grissom. Is that Marquise Grissom's son? Hopefully they aren't short printed. Well, it sounds like, or looks like, that with all the call-ups that they've had this year, and they're not in their call-ups on Topps Now cards, it looks like it's going to be a bunch of really good rookies next year. And I think if you got those 4 rookies in update, that might be actually a decent product this year too. I don't know, 357. I wish, man, if we had Eric here, he can name off probably all that stuff. Oh, no relation to Marquise? Yeah, and I think they're just call-up cards, right? So next year should be rookies with all of them. And Philbinson was saying somebody else that was supposed to be short printed that I haven't heard. I think David Wright is 2005 Topps 330 with Craig Brazel. Okay. If you say so, Andrew. I might be David Justice Love Child. Okay, what does he look like, David Justice? Who knows? That dude had when he was playing his playing days, he had a beautiful wife, didn't treat her right. 2001 UD Wright. Yeah. And James, I agree with you. Like I said, I have it. I just, like I said before, I would love to have his first Topps card because I think that 2001 UD Wright, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like the rookie season wasn't until 2002 Bowman, 2002 Topps total. But again, that's not the flagship. I love this stuff. We're having fun. See, look at that. We could throw out an early 2000 because it was just, hey, Four Leaf, what's up, brother? Yeah, I am. Dallas won today and in the national. I mean, not Nationals. I'm wearing a Nationals hat. The Mets, but I couldn't get any love from the Phillies, man. Phillies could not help a brother out with the Braves. Good grief. It's going to come down. They got to play Braves Mets next to the last series of the year. But if Mets win tomorrow, they're clinched a playoff spot. But nobody wants to get that wild card. Nobody wants the wild card. And who's playing tonight? There's 2 games on Monday night. Is that going to be the norm? Is 2 games every Monday night for this year? Are they just killing the package? Like, if you put on these games on regular TV, what's the use of getting an NFL package? I don't know, because there's a game tonight and 2 tomorrow night. There's 1 on Thursday. Then you got 3 today on regular TV. I mean, I don't know. I do have to watch the Panthers every weekend where I live at, so they got to start doing something. I couldn't watch that game today. It was like, I thought it was back at COVID. It was so quiet in that stadium. And the Giants are 2-0. Who would have thought that? 2005 Topps Future Stars. I knew James would get me straight. 330. I think, yep, okay. You and Andrew. We got winning numbers. 330 Topps Future Stars 2005. I'll probably get offline because I haven't not started a spreadsheet yet with my David Wrights. I really need to. He takes up a whole book for me. I know that doesn't sound like a lot to y'all, but I never really concentrated on a player other than Gary Carter. I like to get all the players. Like, if it was a superstar, I wanted him in my collection. All the all-stars, all the stars, semi-stars. I wanted all the big players from all the big teams. So, and when I was growing up, I thought if they had an all-star card, then they were the bee's knees. I think isn't that the one where he's in his regular clothes? Because I in the 90s and 2000s, even because it's weird. In the 80s, they started the traded sets, right? Well, nobody that I knew of considered traded and update cards as a rookie card. It had to be in the regular set the following year. And I just thought that made life great because we didn't have a bunch of sets. Even like the little sets you got at Woolworths and all that in the late 90s, early 2000s, nobody considered them even real cards at the time. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even worried about facing because you're going to have to beat the Dodgers, right, regardless to get to. But my whole thing about winning division is using pitchers, and I just want DeGrom and Scherzer get some rust. You want to be in the first 2 seeds, right? Because the bottom 4 play each other to play the first 2 seeds. So they're going to have the 2 seed behind the Dodgers. And then if they lose, if they get the wild card, they still will probably have a better record than the 3 seed, but they're going to be the first wild card team. And then have to turn around and play probably the Phillies at this point, I think. And San Diego would play uh, Padres. Ain't they the third? And Padres would have to play. Who's winning in Central? That division's so bad. Oh, that's the Cardinals. They're walking away with it, right? They're killing. Like Milwaukee was out of it 2 weeks ago, right? So yeah, the Cardinals will play the Padres, and they would have a better record. Makes no sense. But anyway, that's how the league is run now. So uh, the other thing, just to end the show on, with Jeter buying or he's in a group that bought out Arena uh, Grading, and now they have a vault, one of the million vaults that are out there, and now another grading company. Um, does anybody care? I don't know. Does putting his name on it make anybody care? What makes Jeter? Because that's what they were. I know Bobbles talked a little bit about this on his new podcast with Refractor. Made a good sense. And having another vault to keep I can understand eBay. I can understand if ComC put PWCC anywhere where you're purchasing things. Fanatics is going to have a vault. You just when they come out with their site next year or the year after for buying and selling, they're going to have a vault, which will make sense. eBay really makes sense because you can buy a car, just keep it there, or have them mail it to that vault. You can just send it from the vault to when you sell it. Uh, and they were kind of making it like for expensive cars. I think it's more for the resellers and all that. You think Fanatics? I'll honestly think that's what these companies are doing. Is they're buying these other companies and have this intellectual product, and they want the intellectual product to sell not so much as the physical product, right? So if you had, because I thought that's what Tag was trying to do. Oh, we're going to come up with this intellectual product. Everybody's going to love it. One of the big boys is going to offer us $1 billion, and we'll make a lot of money. Don't even have to do anything. Who knows? To me, it's you're grading. To me, I gotta have trust it as much as the other factors. If somebody asks me how it would be the number one thing for me, is a trust value. Yeah, you have your own fault. Is a trust has to be there for me because I use it. My number one for grading when I'm buying grading cards, especially vintage, is the authenticity factor. Now, do the top dogs get fooled? Of course they do. Everybody does. You're doing millions and millions, a couple are going to get through it. It's just how it is. But when a company has no idea what they're doing, like HGA, I don't know who's in Tag, who has any background other than somebody that has bought a lot of cards. Arena, these other companies that are doing this, I don't know what makes them the specialist in doing it. That I agree with PSA, SGC, CSG have. We can go through it real quick. PSA experience, background, have they made mistakes? 100% yes. SGC, again, experience, background, have they made mistakes? Yes. CSG, their pedigree comes from and Beckett as well. So there's four, and from guys from Beckett coming over, and also they've graded stuff from comic books to coins. They're some of the leading, if not the leading graders in comic books and coins and currency. Um, they just went over to Marvel. I gotta find out because I have CSG, but they have a playing card division, TCG division, and then they got the card CSG division, right? Is the Marvel under that or the TCG? I've been meaning to look to see which one that's under because they got to start doing Star Wars at some time. They have to, right? It's overkill. Loading up on the grading companies in the hobby can't keep track of them all. Yeah. I love competition, but enough's enough. And everybody's coming in on the back end of this. Are we looking at a secondary growth? I can tell you right now, I'm starting to feel the economy a little bit. I just I'm slowing down a little bit, saving money for Chantilly and the Philly show, and so with that, I'd rather eat halfway decent than buy a $100 card. So, that's, to be honest, the gas prices coming down is great, but until the food prices come down and my rent is ridiculous for where I live at. But that's the times we live in. So, no woe is me. We're all dealing with the same thing. And, we'll get through it and get out to the other side. But what I started with, hopefully these dealers will start going, just selling it, trying to, yeah, I know, Amari. And, we're going to have to just, decide what's best for each of us, and don't use your credit card and play within your means. And you'll see when I do, I don't pick up high dollar cards too often. I'll pick up some autographs here and there. And, when I go to shows, sometimes I will. I'll pick up something a little bit more pricier. But, I stay within my means. And right now I'm having fun just rounding out my collection. I've been saying that for a while. And there's many ways to enjoy this hobby. So until next time, hopefully next week, I'm trying to get some people lined up to be on. I like doing. I can do this by myself every week. I can, I love having Nats Man on. He just texted me, thought I was working. I guess he thought I was working my regular shift, which is understandable. I guess I didn't communicate well with you, but he just got from his his in-laws' house. So he's home, but that's okay. I hope he had a fun weekend, and hope everybody's doing well. Enjoy the rest of the football weekend and baseball. Just a couple more weeks in baseball. I get knots every day till I see the end of the Mets game. But that's what makes it fun. And I wish they'd just go ahead and win 3-4 in a row and the Braves lose it so I can feel better. Get into the playoffs. But until next time, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend. We're slowly getting new people in. Please visit other people's sites that are over here. Just and be good to each other. Until next time, see ya.